Welcome to the show, everyone. Thanks for joining us this evening, and it's really great to see you all this evening. Now, hmm, it looks like my sound is okay. I was getting a little bit of feedback there. I just want to make sure that everyone can hear me okay. But I will go ahead and say hi to everyone. Happy Sunday. We've got a great show for you this evening. Now, the title I was going to joke around about, but it came to me on the way home yesterday, which was a really transformative day. And a lot of what we were exploring has to do with this title, which is Wounded Wounders. No, that's not right. Wounded Wounders. Now, um, so many people are going about life, whether they know it or not, with these just active wounds emotionally. Now, anytime, um, and just before I go any further, quick piece of housekeeping. Um, for anyone who might be joining us for the first time tonight, just say something in the chat so we know you're here. Um, Whatever platform you might be joining us, I've got an eye on all of them here. So just say something, and we'll get you read. The first time is always free, and then going forward after that, it's just $10 per reading. Now you can also do $100 for the entire month, and that covers you for every single show, which happens 3 times a week. So that's a pretty sweet deal. Now, um, my name's Kenan. I'm the producer of the show, and I do a quick introduction for you here. Uh, Christopher, my dad, I'll turn over the show to here in a moment, but there are a few quick points that I just want to make here regarding the title of the show. Um, since I was lucky enough to have this one come through to me here, I've got a little bit more to say about it tonight. So uh, I hope this is all helpful. Now, anytime pain happens on a physical or emotional level, we have a choice. And that choice is either to become wounded or to become wise. So to become wounded, that's, carrying that pain longer than we need to. And acquiring wisdom, which you can see some of mine is coming through here, the gray hairs. That's knowing next time how to avoid that pain. Now, by default, many of us have unconsciously taken on countless wounds as children. Now, uncovering those and giving them our attention, our loving attention and care, that's what's necessary. That's what it takes to break the many, many cycles of abuse and misery that are present in the consciousness of mankind. Now, for me personally, it's been a really interesting ride. I'll share with you a personal wound that I was able to uncover recently, where when I was 5 years old, I had a best friend, the neighbor girl next door, Ashley. She was the sweetest girl in the world. Now, she wanted to marry me. I was talking with my mom about this the other day. She reminded me about all this, and it's been a journey, I'll say that much. So this girl, won't divulge last names or anything like that, but at 5 years old, in the course of playing, thought it would be a really great idea. I had bunk beds at the time, so she got up on the top bunk bed. We were playing up there, and she thought it would be a great idea to put her face like right into the ceiling fan. And my memory goes blank right there, but I guess like she really hurt herself super bad, and I very much took responsibility for that in a way that like I, just took that on and felt bad about it unconsciously, and like literally blocked out the memory because it was like that level of traumatic, right? But to go back to it and just like talk to that younger version of me again and just go like, dude, literally, it wasn't your fault. Like, you tried to stop her in the moment. You were like, no, stop. Like, but the the thing is, like, there's no wrongness in the universe, and knowing that every experience we've ever had was a lesson. There was something there for us to learn. And we're all here to evolve at our own pace. And that journey is going to look a little different for everybody, right? And really, it's just a continual process of letting go. And even talking about this in front of other people, I thought I was good with this, but it brought another layer to it, right? Which is this, it's again, uncovering these layers. It's a beautiful process, and it's certainly, that letting go isn't always easy. But just know that it's okay to need help at times, and as much as we can be appropriately, we are here for you, and we're here to help. That's why we're here doing this show, and my father Christopher will have more to say on that here. And if you do need some personalized attention, I would highly recommend a personal reading with my dad. He is great at uncovering those hidden things. Again, thanks for watching the show, Seeing the Unseen. Hope what I said made sense and was helpful, and enjoy the show.
Happy Sunday, everyone. Great blessings to you as I light the incense. It's all about letting go. Letting go, letting go. So this blessing for you is to let go of what no longer serves you. And as Kenan was saying, emotions are an incredible tool. They're an incredible tool to be able to help you do that. And we went to a seminar this weekend that was really off the charts. We talked about the brain. It was run by a neuroscientist, talked a lot about the brain, and also my teacher, Barb, who is in my book, talked about her. So on Saturday, yesterday, I'll tell you my experience about the things that we have in our brain and how we've interpreted things. And I want to give you an example of that. So during the seminar, there were maybe a dozen of us, and I just started getting kind of angry. And I thought, what is this? Like, why am I getting angry? And I was just listening to one of the women that were attending the seminar, telling her story to the class, and I just got angry. So after she was done talking, I raised my hand and go, hey, listen, I'm angry. So Barb has me come up. And we have a way of checking. I won't go into it right now. You have to come to the seminar. But she checked that I needed to control others. And I'm like, what? And that I needed to control others with anger. I'm like, I don't think so. This is what I'm thinking, right? Well, she said you wanted to know where the anger was coming from. So then she went to another layer. And it wasn't everyone. It was using anger to control my family. And then she asked me a question. What does that anger give you, Chris? What does that anger give you? And the first thing that came to my mind was, it gives me peace. And the class was like, what? So Lana, you're on the show tonight. You can relate to this. My father was extremely violent. If you read my book, you'll understand. But there was one night where they were in this, my mom and my mom and dad were in a horrible fight. And I had a knife. And I was maybe 5 or 6 years old. And I remember carving the time and date into the wall while they were screaming at each other. And after I got the time and date carved in there, I just screamed. I completely lost it. And it stopped the fight. And there was peace for a few more days. A few days there was peace. My anger, I used my anger, and it wasn't inappropriate, I'm not saying that, but how it went into that young mind is that I can use anger on my family to create peace. I know that sounds ridiculous, but that's how it went in. And that was such a huge aha for me, because I would really only get angry, or just, obviously I'm a little bit older than 5 or 6 years old now, but I'd always wondered where or how that came from, or why that would trigger like that. And we were able to clear that. And I cannot tell you the relief that I feel. And I know Kenan cleared several things himself, and a few of you are on the show that went to that seminar, and I know you did amazing work as well. So I wanted to explain that to you a little bit before I went in, because what I do with this show is help clear or help make you aware, or give you some ahas as to what card comes up and what your guides, I don't know how you term it, whether you call it angels, guides, higher self, source, however you want to term it, whatever term you use it. But to help you, what I see is to help you get some of these ahas, which can help you clear out that energy, right? You call the Goodwill truck and have them haul it away. Okay? So I'm going to relight the incense because it went out. And the air conditioner is on. It's like, I don't know, 100 degrees here in Phoenix, so we've got the air conditioner on pretty tight. But this is lighting the incense and blessing you to move anything that is no longer serving you. And it can go really deep. Kenan's experience was when he was 5 or 6 years old. And mine was too. And the thing is the brain does not do time. Okay? So what happened 30, 40, 50, 60 years ago is like you can recreate it, or recreate the circumstances around it to have it keep occurring. Okay? So we're all amazing creators. We can create whatever we want once some of those obstacles are moved. Can you grab a different lighter? Yeah. Anyway, I got to have a stronger light. So my point is just be willing, because it was very hard, it was very difficult for me to have this happen in front of a class. I got really, really emotional. And if you've ever you've had those dreams where you were like naked in the middle of the street during the day, that's what it felt like. I felt exposed. But you know what? It was worth it. It was absolutely worth it. So this is all about letting go. Here's to letting go. All right, and we have a group card tonight, which I love. We pulled this group card after Kenan and I came up with what we were going to talk about, and I wanted to share this with you. It's called the Akashic Stargate. And we all know, stargates are like wormholes, but it has been taught in Buddhism, in different cultures around the world. Buddhism teaches that we are the universe. So what is true in the microcosm is true in the macrocosm, okay? Jesus even said the kingdom of God is within you. Very similar type of teaching. But the point with this is no wrong path. No wrong path. And so are you willing to allow yourself to get the learning and allow others to get their learning without you jumping in and telling them what is best? When I present the information tonight, it's what I'm seeing. You can take it or leave it. I'm totally free of investment as to whether you take it or leave it. But this is about tuning into the direction that feels the most joyful, has the most light, the most lightheartedness to it, and the most loving way. This is about that no wrong path, and that the things that have happened to us, we can turn them into learnings, and we can move forward with ease and comfort, okay? But you have to make a decision. If you're in a position right now where you're making a decision and you removed anything that there was any obstacle there, or that you released all the fear that you were going to make a wrong decision, or that you were going to be told that you made a wrong decision by a family member, a friend, are you willing to release that? And really take faith in what this card is saying. No wrong path. Okay? You came here to learn. You're not here to walk a path that was set for you. You're not here to live up to anyone's expectations, whether that's God or a higher power. This is you walking your own path, walking the path that you have chosen. And the next part of your journey, it really can't unfold until you make a decision. That's the point of the card. So thank you very much. Know that there is no wrong path. Know that you have guidance, and then know that there's a tremendous learning from this path. All right, who's on first?
Awesome. Lindsay first.
Hey, Lindsay.
Yeah. She was saying her daughter had a similar experience with a ceiling fan when she was 8. So crazy.
Oh, your daughter got hit. This little girl, that broke her nose. It was not a good memory. Okay, so Lindsay, let's see what we got here. So Lindsay, if you want this higher power, God, the universe, whatever it is, I would highly recommend you saying, show me now what I'm not willing to see. Show me now what I'm not willing to see. Now, my brain, the way my brain works, everyone's brain is different. But when that came up for me yesterday, I felt like I was there. I was 5 or 6 years old, and I had actually forgotten all about that. Otherwise, I probably would have written about it in my book 12 years ago. But this was one instance where I was willing to see, and I was shaking. Like I was like, holy cow. Because the brain doesn't do time. The first response to the brain is, are you, whoa, 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 are you sure you really want to go there? And I went, yeah, I really want to go there. I want to remove these blindfolds, and I want to see why I get angry. I come on, what is this? Especially for my family or friends that I view like family. So for you, Lindsay, you're safe, you're safe, you're safe, you're safe, you're safe. To see what previously you thought was your fault, that it actually wasn't. So that takes some of the threat away, and it will help, it will ease or lighten up your journey, like the group card about this no wrong path. That was the theme for tonight. That you're safe to see. And just, universe, show me now what I previously been unwilling to see. I'm ready to see it. And you're going to be okay with it. Okay.
John and Sonia.
Hey, John and Sonia. Thanks for being here. By the way, I got a new deck, as you can tell, Lindsay. And Lindsay, that card is about shadowed illusion. It's not just an illusion. It's shadowed. So it's been hidden for a while. It's okay. Okay, John. This is your strong leader card. It's the Emperor card. Are you willing to let go of the fear of upsetting people? Do you think an emperor, in having his own kingdom, doesn't upset some people? I mean, we get a new president elected even in this country, or any new leader, you're going to have people that are yeah, rah, rah, ree. And then you're going to have other ones that are just downgrading and bad talking and all of that. The thing is to go get some really good duck oil and just rub your body with it. And just let water bounce off of it. Just let these opinions or these observations that people have of you, just let them go. And everyone on the show, are you willing to let go of fearing what other people might think? And free of the need to explain yourself. Okay. All right, Sonia, here we go. So what I see, this is called the Hierophant, the knower, but what I'm seeing here, Sonia, is, you know how a little kid has sometimes a hero, maybe it's their father or their mother or someone that's an adult, and they long to be an adult. This is you absolutely knowing that you will be cared for as an adult, that you don't need other people to care for you, but will you allow them? Will you allow them to take care of you? So you're really, really good at giving. Are you willing to be just as good at receiving? It's not that you need other people to help you or take care of you. Do you allow it? And are you willing to allow more of it? This is that moving from a childhood way of thinking and how open a child is to receiving. You think about that. They're not even involved. They're not even, they don't stay awake at night going, geez, did I give enough of myself today? Oh gosh, I didn't get much in return. Should I have gotten more in return? How come things aren't working out? No, this is going to the childlike mind, but into the adulthood, and know and allowing others to take care of you and help you. Because there's more joy in giving than there is in receiving. So when you receive, you're actually giving people the opportunity for joy because they're able to give to you. Okay. Austin?
Yeah.
Hey, Austin. All right. So, Austin. I love this card, Austin. So this tightrope walker rider, when they start out, they're 6 inches off the ground, and they practice and they practice and they practice. Obviously, your first time you don't think, oh, I'm gonna walk a tightrope, and you don't go stretching that between 2 New York buildings, 100 stories high, and ride a bicycle across it. Are you willing to be more patient with yourself? And are you willing to let go of pushing any agenda? Allow. So this is very similar to Sonia's about allowing other people to help you. But this is allowing and having the time and patience for this new venture to take shape without you burning energy to force it. In any way, shape, or form that you're trying to force something, back off. Because if I'm pushing against this hand's going to push back. It's not going to just let go. It's going to kind of push back. So just step back for a moment, allow this to happen, but be patient. It's like a new business venture. Be really patient.
Maryland next.
It's what?
Maryland next. Maryland Pitts.
Marilyn Pitts. Hey. Thank you for being here, Marilyn. Okay, Marilyn. When you get food poisoning, or you have a little too much to drink, the next day you're probably purging. And it's important for you to purge. Better out than in, because it's poisonous. So this is, sometimes these things physiologically, the things that have happened to us, they actually get locked into our body. into the myofascia. If many of you or some of you have had ever studied massage therapy, they even talk about that, where they can be giving someone a massage and they'll just start crying, or they'll relive an event. It's actually stored in the tissue. So what I would recommend, Marilyn, is just booking a few massage therapies to where, and again, this is like allowing it to come up, and then that's an indication that it's leaving. And not to be, so just taking a look at the emotion, acknowledging the emotion. It's not candy covering or coating it over and going, oh, it's going to be all right, things are just fine. No, embrace it. It's like we talked about in the seminar today, where a young child comes to you and they're hurt, and you don't go, oh, just go to your room, you'll be fine. No, you hug that child and you kiss the boo-boo, and however long it takes for them to feel better is how long it takes for them to feel better. So this is allowing the emotion around a past misfortune just to come up, allow it, acknowledge it, and it goes away. It is going away. But it also offers an opportunity to build something new. So that's what I get with this, is emotionally something coming up. Absolutely, you can stuff it back down. Highly recommend just embracing it, loving it, acknowledging it, and it will pass. Okay.
Doreen's up next.
Doreen? Hey, Doreen. Hey, Doreen. Doreen, be loud and proud. There's this vibration building in you. So a lot of guys, or some people ride these motorcycles that have this extremely deep reverberation. You can hear them for literally a mile away as they're riding the motorcycle. You know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to mention any brand, but just these motorcycles, and it what that does is it stimulates the base chakra, right? It's that core chakra. This is the creative chakra, like the sexual energy, the drive, the creativity, and that's what's coming up. Just allow it to come up. Be loud and proud, and pay no attention to what they call the Karens. If you've seen them on YouTube, people that complain. It could be a male, could be female. It doesn't have to be female, but it can be anyone that is complaining about how the show should be done. So if you've watched that, I think it's an HBO series. It's on Julia Child. It's not the movie, but it's the movie on Julia Child. And all of the opposition that she faced. When you're facing opposition, again, this is like John, a little bit like getting some good duck oil and not letting anything penetrate you as far as negativity or people's opinions on how it should be. Go with your idea. It's a great idea. Keep moving forward with it, because it's that creative force coming up. And so you don't need to apologize to people or to anyone about what it is you're doing or how you're doing it or what your ideas are. And are you willing to let go of any of those ideas being poo-pooed or people telling you that's not a good idea, it's not going to work? Okay. No, it's not Julie and Julia. No. This is more of This is this HBO series, or it's one of those series. Tony knows what it is. Oh, and by the way, Tony, Fleece Agency, thank you for sponsoring the show and Brick Road Coffee. Okay, thanks so much. Okay.
Laurel's up next.
Okay, Laurel. Newfound clarity, Laurel. So I'm going to repeat to you very similar what I said to Lindsay is universe, God, higher self, whatever you want to call it. Show me now what I'm not willing to see, or show me now what I have not seen. This is this clarity coming up, these ahas. And you're right on. If you want to call me, text me. If you need a little validation. But these are like ideas that are just exploding out of your head. I mean, you look like Carmen Miranda. I love this card. It's the newfound clarity. It's aha upon aha upon aha. Yeah. And if you have somebody there locally to bounce that off of that's at your caliber, great. If not, call me. But there's something with by the 4th of July, you're going to be in a completely different place, a completely different frame of mind, a higher frame of mind, a higher vibration. Okay.
It's Lana next, lovely.
Who? Hey, Lanny. Can you grab that letter of Lana's on the counter? So this is like the Justice card, Lana. This is the King of Swords. It's ethics over emotions. So I wanted to share with you all. Lana wrote this. I've really been encouraging her to write these stories, and I just wanted to share some of this, just a little bit of this letter that she wrote. It's this incredible story that back in 1980 she opened her office in northern Idaho, and her very first sale was for an older couple who had purchased their property through me in previous years, but he'd become quite ill and found that he could breathe better when living in Oklahoma. So they called and asked me to list their place for them. Okay? And of course, she goes, lo and behold, that place was also haunted. But here's back to the peacock feathers. This is the story I wanted to share with you. And this definitely has something to do with all of us, right? Because we all have these amazing stories. And then Lana's finding her talent in writing, because the way she wrote this letter is amazing. There wasn't a lot of money back in 1980, and the home would not bank finance, so it had to be sold with owner carry contract. Anyway, Lana ended up taking part of being paid, long story short, being paid by peacocks, or the people paid her by giving her peacocks. Now, when she got home, she told Harley, her husband, that he had to go pick up my commission in the form of fencing, old rail ties, and a pair of peacocks. He asked me, "What the hell are you doing with peacocks? Where are we going to put them?" my response is, well, we can always turn them loose around the place or build a pen for them. I'm going to be sharing you the rest of this letter. But my point with this is, Lanny, this is it's where ethics and emotions are so in balance, where you want to do the right thing, but sometimes emotions get in the way. Or you could have gone in there and gone, well, I can't get paid, so that's a wrongness of them. You went into, well, how can I get paid? What's going to work out? And allowing it. Okay, so this is in your business, something coming up where what you did with this older couple and the peacocks, and the rest of you, you're going to love the rest of this story. On what happened to the peacocks. But it's doing what is ethical over emotions. And not allowing the emotions so if we deal in business, whatever business we do, we're going to have people that are really quite emotional, right? But you don't know what's behind that. You don't know if their neighbor girl, when they were 5 years old, was hit in the nose with a fan. You don't know if their parents were fighting, right, when they were 6 years old. You don't know what people are going through. So this is about being ethical, right? And kind of going back to the law and not getting caught up in the emotions of a situation or a people, any of that. Okay. Who's next?
It's gotta be.
Hey, Scotty B. S. Ambrosi. I call him Obi-Wan Ambrosi. So, thanks for being here, Scott. It was an amazing day. Scott was at the seminar. It was really, really outstanding. You know what? This is the card. It's called Rewarded Sacrifice. When you make a sacrifice, whether it's your time, your money, whether you volunteer, you don't think about wanting or getting a reward for it. In this case, anytime you invest in yourself, anytime you create, you invest in you, whether that's a seminar, whether that's a vacation, whether that's an education, whether that's a class of some kind, anytime you invest in yourself, you're not necessarily looking for a reward, but in this case, this is going to be greatly, greatly rewarded. Even when things seem upside down, you're on the course to being uprighted. And patience. Just be really, really patient with yourself. You're making tremendous progress. In your past, are you willing to let go? Are you willing to erase, let go, be free of any time where you were not rewarded or recognized? And are you willing to let go in any way, shape, or form of proving yourself? Because who you are and who you are is good enough. And I want to, but you're improving on yourself. And that's the beauty of it. It's like, yeah, I've got these talents and I'm using them just like this artist, this trapeze artist. This is the sacrifice is absolutely being rewarded. Anytime you invest in yourself, it absolutely comes back 1,000-fold. Okay.
Let's see what's Cat and Geo next. Jared,
Geo and Kat. Jared. Okay, so Jared, this is what we were talking about at the beginning of the show. You actually, when you were younger and whatever you went through, you survived. And if you survived the actual event, then allow the memory of it to come up, you can survive the memory of it. But again, it's better out than in. So this has been a bit of a theme tonight when I was reading for Marilyn Pitts, that allow things to come up, embrace them, just like you would a hurt child, and sit with it, allow it to dissipate. That was then, and then tell your brain, that was then, this is now. Because the more confident you get, the safer you get, the more successful you get. It's an opportunity for these emotions that are buried in there to come up, or these events like what happened to me yesterday. These events to come up and let them go. And I tell you what, it is so much better. It is so much lighter. I just feel amazing. And so does Kenan. Okay, Kat. So this is very similar, Kat, to Jared's card. Anything that happened I don't know if this is an aunt, this is somebody related to your mother. There was some tragedy or upheaval or heartbreak around your mother when she was younger. But it carried over into her behavior this time around. And you've always suspected it. Okay, I'll give you an example. My mother, in my book, she married this man that was very, very violent. My dad. But when my mom was 15 years old, she had a sister that was 14, and then a 16 and a 17-year-old. There were 4 of these sisters. And then their younger sister, Lois, was maybe 5 or 6 years old. Well, the 5 or 6-year-old Lois wanted to follow the big girls around. So the big girls wanted to go smoke behind the barn. And so they didn't want Lois to find out because they didn't want Lois to go tell their parents. So they just locked Lois in the shed for just a few minutes. Well, Lois drank kerosene and died. And so there was this tragedy, right? There was this horrific tragedy that my mother, and I never knew about it till many, 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 many years later. Anyway, there's something with that where that's coming up with around your mom, and anywhere that you took that on or that you tried to make it better, are you willing to just let go of that? Okay. Who's next?
Yeah, Lori, and for the first time, Trey.
Lori?
You know, John's friend Lori.
Oh, hey, Lori. Yeah, thanks for being here, Lori. Lori, ask the universe, God, however you want to term it, how can I think better of myself? How can I be present? And are you willing to let go of the need to fill empty spaces? Like fixing things. Anywhere where you have attached your value to fixing people or helping people, are you willing to let go of that now and just be really good with who you are? Because who you are is really good. Okay? This is zhuzhing yourself up. You got to zhuzh yourself up, girl. So go get a new hairdo. Go get some Beverly Hills sunglasses. Zhuzh yourself up and be present with who you are without any value of who you are being tied up with what you're doing or not doing, or who you're helping or not helping, or what you're saying or not saying. Okay. That's good. That's going to be great. All right.
It's Trey for the first time.
Trey?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Trey. Hey, Trey. Nice to have you here. How do we know you?
Through Lori.
Oh, Lori.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's there watching with Lori.
oh, great.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for being here, Trey.
Yeah.
Perfect partnership. When you're toasting, like in this card, when you're toasting, there's a celebration coming up. Plan something special. And are you willing to let go of being caught up in the details? So if her glass is a quarter of an inch more full than yours, it doesn't matter. You're not probably even going to notice it, right? You're just caught up in the moment. And are you willing to let go of perfection? And being in the moment is perfect. When you're here in the moment, but when you're worried about the future or how things are going to work out, it pulls you out of the moment. Stay in the moment and expect the unexpected. And then when things happen, laugh at it. It's okay to laugh at what doesn't work out. Those sometimes create the greatest memories. And who's next?
Awesome. Marilyn, Abby, and Stephanie.
Marilyn, Abby, and Stephanie.
Yeah, they're watching.
Marilyn, Abby, and Stephanie they drove all the way to Phoenix in their amazing mobile home to attend this seminar. So it's great to have you. It's great to have you on the show. So Steph, anywhere where you've taken on any heavy burdens from this life or past life, are you willing to let them go easily and comfortably? And anywhere where you've, again, this is kind of similar what I was talking to Scott about earlier, Anywhere where you've had to or needed to or felt you had to prove yourself, are you willing to let go of that right now? That you don't need to be carrying 10,000 pounds of rocks, crossing a tightrope while waving a baton that's on fire. Okay? And you don't have to set everything down at once. Just set the baton down first. Okay? Because fire burns. Then I would, and again, it's okay to ask for help. It's okay. Allowance, allowance, allowance. All right. And Marilyn? Glorious win. Rah, rah, ree. That's kick him in the knee. Rah, rah, ras. Kick him in the other knee. This is a glorious win. Focus on you. Just you. Not anyone else or how they're doing or what they should or shouldn't be doing. Focus on you. This is your win. You know, if when you win this race by a few seconds, you turn around, you congratulate the second place winner and the third place winner because it's the race, but it's also giving yourself a little credit. Come on, girl. Come on. Take some accolades. Take some amazing accolades. And anywhere where you've deferred who you are you willing to claim all of you back? Or anywhere where you've had to defer who you were, are you willing to call all of yourself back? And do that now. Abby? This is recognized opportunity. Universe, show me now any of my previously unrecognized opportunities around me. Opportunity for money, opportunity to learn, opportunity to create greater, opportunity to extend myself, opportunity for learning, opportunity for me. Can you crack that door of allowance a little bit wider open? Okay. And,
Last tonight was Doc Skinner.
hey, Doc.
Yeah,
Thanks for being here.
he said he really liked the deck.
Holy cow. Doc. Unquestioned confidence. Unquestioned confidence. They're showing me Rocky, right? Sylvester Stallone, where he had absolute confidence in what he did, who he was. This is LA, San Diego. This is the beach. This is, so the beach dock is very symbolic of earth, water, air, fire, all of the elements combined into one place called the beach. So it's all of these elements working in accord for you and with you. Trust it. Anytime you're feeling like you're pushing it or forcing it, back off a little bit and you'll know whether to move in or move out. There's a force in motion around what you're doing right now. And it's like right now you don't really need to push a car that's already going 60 miles an hour. Trust you've got the strength, but you've got the strength behind you. It's also the strength within you, but it's also the strength. It's why this beach, the power of the water, the power of the earth, call upon those elements to help you with this. The power of the air, the power of the fire, the earth, the heat. Okay. We have everybody.
That's everybody.
I love you all. Let's do this again tomorrow night. Let anyone and everyone know. I hope it was helpful. Great blessings to you. And we'll see you tomorrow night.